Tom Taylor and Iban Coelho end the Marvel Universe as an ancient entity buried deep in the Earth awakens and begins ripping apart the planet, prompting Earth's mightiest heroes to try and find a solution before it's too late. Tom Taylor brings his knack for ending comic book worlds over to Marvel this time with a great kickoff to his very long gestating Dark Ages series. I enjoyed that there wasn't any fluff or anything, we just got straight into the apocalypse as well as right off the bat learned what caused it, something which could have easily just been trickle fed to us over the course of the first few issues and a big reveal in say issue 3 of what exactly is behind all of this. The tension build up and lead up to the reveal that the world is coming to an end was fantastic and kind of cinematic in that way. Kind of reminded me of like end of the world movies like 2012 and Independence Day, how there's that big build up before the big reveal. Like Tom Taylor's other apocalyptic out of canon series like Deceased or Injustice, Dark Ages has its fair share of deaths right out of the gate, killing off a few fan favorite characters and in Vision's case, setting them up for a most likely late third act reveal, sort of like a last hope sort of situation. The time jump into 7 years in the future looks to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to exploring a world without any electricity or power and how that has changed society. Iban Coelho helps end the world in spectacular fashion this issue, with great big grand scale cinematic panels showcasing the Earth's destruction and all the major cities around the Earth getting obliterated and the heroes desperately trying to stop it all. I really enjoyed the 7-year time jump as well, allowed Iban to redesign a lot of the characters, giving Spider-Man some sort of post-apocalyptic sort of steampunk wanderer look with some steam-powered web shooters and even a tease of a steam-powered Iron Man armor, drawing on some great steampunk aesthetics to get it done. Dark Ages issue 1 opened up Tom Taylor's new post-apocalypse story with an interesting premise and one hell of an opening body count. I like the idea of a story moving ahead in time to allow us to experience a new world with new characters and through those new characters' eyes, and I'm looking forward to getting to see how the world has changed and how it has changed the remaining Earth's mightiest heroes. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. Dark Ages issue 1 heads to New Jersey on a Friday afternoon where Peter Parker and his family are catching up with Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. MJ warns Peter that their daughter May is on the ceiling again, but Peter is fine with it since it's not like she's going to fall. Jessica says that she could easily put her hand in a light socket, but Peter thanks her for the input, ignoring it. MJ says that she wants him to teach their daughter that the floor is for walking on and the ceiling is for things ceilings are for, and that gravity needs to be a rule for her. Peter leaps onto the ceiling, joining his daughter when suddenly all of the spider people's spider sense triggers and triggers painfully, warning them that something has already taken a bite out of the world. Moon Girl meanwhile finds something on her computer, grabbing her bag and rushing into the city with Devil Dinosaur and to the Baxter building. Jean Grey and Professor X meanwhile feel something. A very powerful mind has just awoken. Apocalypse soon senses the mind as well, touching it and craving more of its power as he becomes its slave. Luke asks Peter what's happening, but the hero doesn't know with his spider sense triggering, but it means that there is impending doom, but it's a little vague with the details. May feels it as well, as Peter knows that something very, very bad is about to happen and he needs to see Reed and Sue Richards. He tells MJ to get to safety with May as Spider-Man heads into the city. Johnny Storm meanwhile tells Reed about Devil Dinosaur parked in their lobby as a giant earthquake rocks the city. Moon Girl and Val come to see Reed, telling him the tremors aren't consistent with tectonic plates. Reed knows they look like impact tremors, but they can't possibly be. Moon Girl, however, says that they are being attacked from the inside of the Earth. Val thinks that the world is ending, and the arriving Uatu, the Watcher, confirms it is. He says this is what he's been watching for since Earth now has only a matter of hours left to live. The Watcher reveals that 10 billion years ago, a living machine was created and it was made to protect the universe and stop entropy and consume black holes. Over a millennia of feeding on such darkness, however, corrupted the being at its core. The Unmaker was tainted and it began unmaking everything, from galaxies to planets, and the living tribunal obliterated it. The machine's body contained too much power to fully destroy those, so the being was imprisoned at the center of a newly forming world, a world which turned out to be Earth. The Watcher says that now the Unmaker is waking up, and when it wakes up to its power fully, it will crack open the planet and unmake the world. The Thing knows that they need to put it down, but Johnny knows how do they even do something like that. The heroes get to work, deciding to take on the threat directly, coming up with a strike team made up of the Thing, Vision, Scarlet Witch, Sue Storm, and Doctor Strange, each with their powers to be used to help get the team to the center of the Earth and shield them from the Unmaker. Saying their their goodbyes, the team head into the crust of the earth, finding the giant being causing all of the chaos. The Thing knows that this will definitely take some clobbering as Unmaker smashes some of the overhead rock down on them, but luckily Sue's shields hold under the weight. Moments later in Wakanda, T'Challa and Shuri feel a tremor as Shuri asks what they do. Black Panther suits up, knowing they will help as across the world, many cities and countries slide into chaos thanks to the tremors. The surface isn't the only world affected either, as the oceans begin boiling and Atlantis is destroyed as Namor watches helplessly. Heroes across the world come together to save the people, as in New York, the Avengers and the X-Men rescue trapped people, the Runaways help get people to safety in Los Angeles, and Ant-Man prevents a building from falling. Iron Man tells Reed that there won't be much of a world left to save thanks to these sheiks, asking if there's any news from the center of the earth. At the center of the earth, Ben attacks the Unmaker and in an instant he is obliterated. Scarlet Witch tries to attempt to reshape reality, but even though the Unmaker hasn't reached full power, it simply unmade everything she was doing before unmaking her as well. Enraged at Scarlet Witch's death, Vision flies at the monster, phasing into it and buying the team vital seconds. Sue fends off the Unmaker's power to keep her and Doctor Strange safe. Strange reaches across realities to try and find a weapon to use against the creature, coming across one and opening a portal to a dimension where no electricity could function, thanks to the electromagnetic pulse it has at the center of the realm. The Unmaker realizes what is happening, instantly killing Steven, smashing right through Sue's shield to stab him. The portal manages to halt the Unmaker as the dying Steven tells Sue to live, throwing her back through a portal to the surface. With Doctor Strange dead, the portal to the EMP realm stays open, unleashing itself upon the world, where it knocks Nick Fury's helicarrier from the sky. Iron Man's armor shorts out, plummeting him towards the ground. Ant-Man finds he cannot shrink down in size anymore. People with pacemakers begin dying, and Vision goes offline. Spider-Man soon finds his web shooters don't work either, causing him to crash into the ground. Peter gets up, calling out to MJ and May, but finds Luke's apartment building has been demolished. Jessica and Luke are sifting through the rubble, so Peter joins them, frantically looking for his family, and soon he finds that they are all fine, all thanks to May, whose spider strength has allowed her to lift the rubble from her mother and others. 7 years later, the aged Peter Parker finishes his story, saying that the world they knew ended, but they built another world, one that they are proud of, but years after the lights went out, the apocalypse came for them.